So, unfortunately, there was an issue with this podcast. We had an issue halfway through the recording and didn't get to all the topics. So, just a fair warning, it cuts off at about 30, 40 minutes. But it's a good conversation up till then. So, give it a listen. The fanciest, the stanciest, the Midwest cat boy, Luke.
Thanks. I should have put on the maid outfit for this. You're right.
Bailey made me say it. He was the last guest on this. And he made me promise that I was going to say that.
That checks.
So, yeah. No, but it is FancyStancySTI on Instagram. I assume you're on TikTok, but I'm never on there, so I don't know.
I'm not. I have an account, but I don't like the algorithm over there. So
I don't either.
One less thing to deal with. Perfect. I hate cross-posting anyways.
Yeah. No, for real. Like, I also don't. I don't know if it's my demographic, right? But like, I just crossed over like 7, right, on Instagram. Been doing this for like 6 months now, like seriously posting. I have like 700 on TikTok. Like, I don't know, the engineering stuff, it like just doesn't click on there. It doesn't click. Like, I post funny memes, whatever. Sure, that's fine. That's why Jordan does great.
Yep.
But no, actually, I think what it is that Instagram has a higher concentration of foreign users.
It does.
I get a ton of like Polish and like Indian and like East Asian people that follow me.
Yep. Well, and the insights are just all across the board. Like, if you actually look into them, like, you see so many areas that you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a country. It's like, I'm getting viewership from there. Yay. But no, the TikTok thing, like,
yeah,
I posted one video that did really good on there. It hit like 400 or 500K, and it never, like, none of my other videos did great. And then somebody posted just like the most potato camera like video of my car rolling.
Yeah.
And they got 1.7 million on that, I think, and didn't credit me. I'm like, yep, I'm done with this app. I'm like, I'm gonna focus on the Meta platform.
That's rude.
Yeah, I
will do
not
YouTube
for me.
eventually.
You and me both. It's YouTube's a whole thing though, because like you have to have an actual like posting schedule for that. Not a posting schedule, like you could be known as like the Michael Reeves of, oh my god, he dropped a video. But like, it just, the consistency there, it's rewarded by posting, kind of like Instagram. And it's not that I'm not consistent, just something's not going on all the time. Like, there's weeks that I don't shoot content at all.
That's been the reason why I think I've been successful, is I can do 3 a week.
Yep.
I do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That's the magic number, by the way.
Yeah. It just, like, for some reason it works out. I've tried to go to 4, and you know what the problem is I shoot Mondays. I shoot and edit everything on Monday. And then Friday, nobody fucking watches anything because everybody's out having fun.
Yep.
And so, like, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like, can be kind of iffy. And so I'm like, all right, fine. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. That's it. That works for me. But it's because I do everything on a whiteboard. I'm in front of a whiteboard. I'm just talking about physical. I can do this from home. It doesn't matter. I don't have to have something happening, you know?
Right. Yeah. When I go to the shop, it's like, sometimes it's like, okay, cool, I have an idea, let's shoot content, or I'll just take B-roll, whatever. But some days I get up there, it's after work, I've been working all day, I get to my shop, I have to still work there, but also, like, set up cameras? No, I'm just gonna work. Like, and like, maybe something will happen, I'm just like, I should have set up a camera, but I don't know. I have so many different ways of filming now with the entire arsenal of media equipment that I have, that, like, I have no excuse. Like, Meta glasses are one of them that, like, it's so easy.
That is literally no excuse.
Yeah,
that's like, that is actually down to the no excuse level.
Well, between that and like the DJI Pocket Osmo 3, like, that's super easy. Put it on a stand, lock it in, it'll follow you around. Yeah, I love it.
Dude, I want one.
Love it to death. Next time I see you, please use mine. Like, anyone that's used it, they're like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. Yep. Which it is. Their app and how getting the video over how long it takes kind of sucks. Because like, there's times where like the Meta glasses, they'll just automatically, whenever it's like, oh, we've got a connection, I'm going to port some videos over. I'm like, awesome, it works in the background.
Nice.
For the DJI stuff,
because I'm intentional.
Well, and I'm filming longer stuff on it, so it's like, okay, do I have a
Bigger
moment where I can
files.
set my phone and this down for an hour or more for it to actually port all this stuff over? And like, yeah, I can pull the SD card and do it that way, but I feel like the bitrate on it's terrible whenever I do that. So it
I
should be the
record everything.
opposite.
I record everything on an FX30,
Okay.
like a Sony FX30, and I pull the SD card out and plug that shit right into my computer and edit off of that. Like at this point, I don't even pull the files to my computer. Like which I should, because I also constantly have to go through and delete old clips, which means all of my source clips are gone. So like if I ever get to a point, like, I'm screwed. I guess this would be downloading off Instagram and taking that bit rate, but
right.
so. But anyway, rather than talking about creator struggles,
right.
Actually, I kind of wanted to start off talking about the drift program, but as I was thinking about it, right? So I've had so far you, Bailey, and Josiah Fillets, which is kind of an insane three group, right?
That's like having like steak spaghettios and what are those animal snack crackers that came back? I can't think of the name of it. I'll figure that out later on.
Crackers, right?
Maybe just animal crackers. Bailey's spaghettios, though, in that in that analogy.
Is that pizza? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, okay. The spaghettios are kind of pizza. That's like poverty pizza.
I guess they are, in a way.
That and a slice of bread, that's pizza.
That's fair.
It's the worst pizza, but it's pizza.
That's true. But yeah, no, it was anyway, like we've talked we like in each kind of one, and I don't know, maybe this is just what I'm interested in, is like we talked, like when I talked to Josiah, it was about like, all right, dude, I want to know more about your business. Like how did you get here? Like how are you running the business? Things like that. And that's been one of the fun parts about knowing him, is like kind of talking the business shit. Right. And then same with Bailey. Like I wanted to know, like he wanted to talk about 3D printing, but that took like 10 minutes out of the hour. Right. And so then the rest of it was like, all right, running your business, things like that. And I feel like this is just kind of naturally going in a direction of being curious about people, how they're actually running their business. Because for me, I'm white collar. I have worked a salaried job since I got out of college, and now I'm in my 30s. And I was like, hey, maybe I can flirt with this, like, do my own thing. Right. And so for me, I find it fascinating to talk to people who are doing it, and kind of doing it at different levels. So my thing I'd like to get into is like, okay, fine, ignore the drift stuff, ignore the social media side. You have businesses that you're running. Right. Like, how did you get into that, and what are you doing? Because I don't think you don't talk about that usually.
No, I really don't. And like, if you like, even people that have been coming to my shop for years and hanging out, like I get people and just general people, they're like, what do you do? I'm like, what do you mean? And like, I'm like, oh my God, I've never, like, I don't really talk about it like a whole lot, but I think it's just because I'm like, it's so directly intertwined with what I do that I assume people know. Mm-hmm. But so I own and run a automotive wheel repair business. That's like the main day job. Is I just have people bring me cracked, bent, curb rashed wheels, or I go to dealerships that I have contracts with and do their used lot. But yeah, you used to live in a general area where I live, that's a very lucrative business for what's around here.
I was going to say that is the most like,
I will never be without a job.
Illinois fucking business I can think of is people coming being like, I can't afford a new wheel.
Yep.
Let's fix the old shit. Like that is 100%. Yes.
But no, I've been doing that for the last, oh man, I don't even know how many years. Probably, I really don't want to say 6, 7, and please don't put a graphic up over that. But like 6 or 7 years probably. And it's something that I just kind of fell into. I've always been in the automotive space. I've been mechanic. I've done car audio. I've done parts sales. Like I've just always kind of been in the automotive space. I mean, I was a diesel tech for a long time. And I just kind of got tired of making other people money and got an opportunity to kind of span off on my own to make it work. And I've enjoyed it. Obviously comes with its own it has benefits and it has flaws, but would I trade it for anything? Like, yeah, salary sounds great. Like, but I don't think I would really thrive in that space. And then we also just recently launched another business. We buy cars and part out cars. Shout out Matt Sixberries. Not that everybody knows he does it, so like it's not like a but he I had questions about doing that, and he was really open about it, and it's been going all right. Like it's definitely whenever you're buying stuff and taking inventory of, let's take this entire GTO and section it down to parts. I realized how many parts are on a car, but not whenever it's like
have to really know like a bunch, because it's one thing, right? So you're known kind of for Subarus.
I am the Subaru guy.
So if you were like, okay, I'm in the business of buying and parting out Subarus, okay, that's something you could do. But then you're like, what about this? Like you said, a GTO, or maybe there's a Sunfire that I could do real cheap, right? And just get like $50. And then you're like, weird oh my God, this is a lot.
Well, and it's also like, so thankfully my wife I won't get into too much of what she does, but like she's really good at the data side of things. So like as we're going through this, like we're going to see what sells, what is the right branding to do for our location with it. So like there's definitely a good backbone to the business, but yeah, I mean, I've bought a lot of Subarus, a lot of LSGM platform stuff, and I recently bought a Volkswagen. I don't know the first thing about a Volkswagen. I see Volkswagens and Audis and I go, no, just because it's the same way that I feel about BMWs. Like it's not that I dislike them. It's just that I don't work on them.
Business imparting out though.
It's what
like, if you can find a VW guy, VWs are a good business imparting out. Audis and BMW, fuck that, right? But like VWs, those guys, absolutely, that is the demographic for like, I'm going to buy some like parts off an old car that somebody's got for sale.
Well, that is the demographic. I rolled the dice on that, and our first Volkswagen's an 03 GTI 6-speed VR6. Like it's a golf hatch, so it's the parts are worth money. So, and I'm in it not a whole lot.
03 would be Mark IV.
Yep, Mark IV.
Mark IV. I was like, to say, I thought Mark III ended in like, I don't remember.
I don't know Volkswagens that much, but
I know Volkswagens pretty well. But I'm not a Volkswagen guy. Like,
right. I've always been around Volkswagens. It's just whenever it was that early on thing where like some of my friends did Volkswagen, some of my friends did like GM stuff, and I was like, Hondas, I can afford this.
I was gonna say everybody was either like GM, as either like Mustangs or Camaros and Corvettes, or you were into old VWs or you're into Hondas. Like from our era, that's it. Like those are the things.
Nobody was into Subarus back then.
No, nobody was into Subarus. You didn't have a lot of BMW people because they were still expensive, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, dude, back then an E36, it's almost as bad as it is now. I don't think it's ever been good, but
no, I regret this. Like, do you have a like, I wish I hadn't sold this car story?
Oh, we would need a whole nother podcast for that.
Give me your top one, like the one that comes to mind the first.
Man, my Midori Green EG hatch is like the one, and it's only because it was a bunch of rare spoon parts, a bunch of rare just everything on that car. I sold it, and every person that got it after me would take one rare part off it, put a stock part on, and then sell it again. And then somebody got it. It ended up being like 50 shades of primer and black rattle can. And they were like, it ended up on Marketplace, and like that day, just messages nonstop, like, oh, it's your old car, because the engine bay was painted. It was an old Mazda color. It was Cowie blue or something like that. It's like a blurple color. And I saw it and I was like, oh God, it's clap. And I messaged the guy. I was like, I'll give you $500. I don't want it, but we're going to take it to the scrapyard together and make sure they crush it. Nope. He sold it to somebody and caught on fire shortly after that. So it made it there still, but it's just been the one that it's not even that it got away. It's just that like I had to watch it get just absolutely mangled over the years.
Yeah. No, what's yours? In college, I bought off a good buddy who is my Volkswagen friend.
Oh no, did you get a Volkswagen?
No, it was a BMW. I got in a good quality running and driving E30 that like the interior was trashed, but it was in pretty good shape. Everything was pretty good. I bought it for $2,000.
That's a good price for an E30.
Yes. And then I sold it. It was a 325 IS, had the sports seats, had the LSD. I ended up having to replace the LSD because it shit the bed, but like it was in pretty good shape, right? Everything was good. But honestly, I didn't know what I had. I wasn't in a place in my life where I was really able to like work on it and keep it up. And so I sold
point of
it.
Those old builds.
E30
they're just stepping stones, and E30 is a big one.
E30 would have been a good platform for me to step off on. I think it just was the wrong time in my life.
Right.
If I had been able to hang on to it for about 2 or 3 more years, that probably would have been for me the point at which I would have gotten into working, like modifying sooner.
Right.
Instead, then at that point I didn't have anything and I just never really got back to it. So for me, it's more a regret because like a $2,000 good condition E30 is fucking impossible to get now.
Yep.
But like if I had hung on to it, that probably would have changed the trajectory that I would have taken. Though maybe that wouldn't have been a bad thing because I probably would have been more on like just modification and I wouldn't have spent as much time on engineering.
Right. Fun fact, I might be ending up with some E30s in for part out, and one of them might be a good running and driving one. So maybe whenever you come to town, you reconnect with that and we'll talk.
Maybe we should talk more specifics because I also might be buying a clapped E46 off of somebody.
So see, you said clapped E46. I think you could have just said E46.
It is somebody that I specifically know from Twitter.
You guys, okay, like, I always hear from like the Colorado group, they're like, oh yeah, my Twitter friend. I never got into the Twitter thing. Like, I didn't even know Twitter was still a thing. And they're just like, oh yeah, our Twitter group chat. I'm like, what?
There are a couple Twitter group chats. I don't know if Matt and Grant are still in the new one, but like,
oh dang, I don't blame you.
Well, there's like, the thing is like when Elon redid, because like he's done a bunch of stupid shit with the chat app, and like the group chats kept breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And so they kept remaking them, and when they would, not everybody would necessarily get migrated. So
that makes sense. Like, that's what I hate about technology. Anytime there's like big changes like that, it's like you get so used to something. Like I'm cool with like improvements, but whenever it goes the opposite way, it's like, dog, there's so many options. Why are we still using this?
I know. But yeah, he's just somebody I know, and he kind of specializes in clapped bullshit. So like it's an E46, it runs and drives, it's got a manual, he wants $2,000 for it, and it's got some like bullshit angle kit and like some solid bushings on it. So it's like it's absolutely like a shitty missile.
Hell yeah.
For $2,000 that I'm like, okay, I could do that, sell my LS400, put like $2,000 in maintenance into it from the LS400, and then probably be good to go. So
I didn't even know you had an LS400.
Yeah, I have like a rust-free 200,000 mile LS400 that's got like a dented rear quarter from somebody backing up to it.
There's no such thing as a sub 200,000 mile LS400. Nobody can change my mind on that. But
it's true.
I've wanted one so badly. That is like the one VIP car I want.
So the thing is, the paint is trashed, and the interior leather's got some cracks, but like the timing belt was done within the last 5 years. And I guess it does have a leak from the oil pan, but whatever. It was oil coated. The entire interior was oil. Like the inside of the chassis was oil coated about 5 years ago. And then it basically hasn't seen salt since because I've barely driven it.
Right.
New brakes. I need to bleed the brakes, kind of stuff. Like just, basic shit. But like most of the maintenance has been done. It's in good condition. It's really actually quite nice. I want something that's manual right now
I get it.
And I don't have as you understand, I do not have the cash to figure out a manual swap for that right now.
You just gotta stay on Marketplace. You'll find a good deal.
Okay.
Listen, take it from me. Wake up every morning, lowball everyone, and then go to work.
The thing with those races, the one using never had a manual.
Yep.
So it's some kind of custom fucking setup, and I just don't know if I have the appetite for that or
there's
not.
So many people that are putting them in 240s now.
I
just
know.
Get a KA trans. I have one at my shop. Just come get it.
We'll talk.
Okay. I'll go in my shop. I'll throw it as hard as I can and just catch it. I promise. It'll go as far as I can.
I do like it. And dude, the craziest, all the electrical still works.
Yeah, don't get rid of that. Every bad thing that you've said about it is like not the usual bad conversation when it's an LS400. You said the seats are just cracking a little bit. They usually look like a bomb went off in them.
No, it's fucking annoying because like I tried to sell it last year and I was getting no bites because nobody around here is like looking at it as a car enthusiast. They're not like, is it solid? Does it have is it in good shape? Does all the mechanicals good? I'm like, yeah, all that shit's fine. It's just ugly.
Right.
And they're like, I said somebody was like, actually, I'm gonna go get this G35. It's got really nice paint. The interior's in good condition. Just like,
and they're regretting that to this day.
What? Yeah.
God,
man, it is hard to stay on topic with you.
I'm sorry. You're not the first person that said that. Listen, so like we'll go to SEMA and like I'll be doing like an interview with somebody and like talking about something, and we end up just like they're like, I feel like I'm just like talking on Discord, hanging out with someone. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like, but like even like, dude, sponsor interviews. This is the same way I talk. Like it's just
That's actually what we get to.
We're all people. Why are we too serious about it? Not me.
I'm curious about the sponsors, right? Because like I've said, I'm curious about the space. I'm flirting with it. And I'm honestly curious to like hear how the whole sponsor thing has worked for you. Because I know everybody's got their own strategy.
It's a weird space. So there's like, it's like with anything, right? There's multiple ways that you can go about it, and they're going to yield different results for different people. And even whenever you're just dealing with different companies, different people in them, like they prefer a different approach, all of them. What I have found, so like, are you ready for some backstory? Because I'm not even going to answer the question for like a good 10 minutes.
That's fine.
So, I host Past Mag Tuner Battlegrounds. So a lot of people know me from that on socials. I actually won that competition. I was their 9th champion of it. And I just kind of fell into a social media role and hosting for them. And I think it's because of the conversations like what we just had, where we were just like BSing back and forth. And it just like, oh, it'd be fun if I could host this. And then I just fell into it and I was like, oh no. But with that, that entire competition is marketing yourself and knowing how to talk to people and just kind of really catering your social media and knowing how to, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank. Nope, nothing. Anyways, yeah, sell yourself. That wasn't what I was going for, but that's a word. Yes. A few of them actually.
For prostitute, but
no, it might work maybe, but, no, I just talked to, now that I'm a host of that competition, and like teaching a lot of people how to navigate those spaces and kind of like do one-on-one training with them on how to talk to companies and how to sell yourself. And I think that's really helped me get a perspective of like, because whenever you do the whole sponsor thing, like you're going to try one thing, try another thing. But whenever you're in a space where you can watch 32 other people doing it and they're bouncing ideas off you, you get to see like the grand scope of it. And they're coming up with stuff that you don't even think about. And it's just like, oh, that's good. Write that down. But I think that my general approach to it is I'm just myself. I get on camera. I talk. Like, you are sponsoring a car, but it's not necessarily a car that you're sponsoring. You're sponsoring a person that's going to these events. Like, 90% of this industry is being there, showing up. Like being in person is, would you rather be an email in an inbox, or would you rather, go shake hands, talk to them, you've met me in person. I'm insufferable. But no, I don't take things too seriously. And I think that's where
you have that like Midwest self-deprecating humor. I
I,
recognize that.
yep.
That must be a St. Louis thing.
It's 100% a Midwest and St. Louis thing. But no, I mean, I like all the sponsors that I have. I know for like some of the smaller companies, I know everyone at the company. Like I am having weekly phone calls with them, and not to like talk about the sponsorship. It's, hey, what are you doing? What are you working on? Like, hey, I had this social media idea for me. It's not going to work, but I think it'll actually work for you. This is how I structured it, whatever. And they'll even hit me back with that. And I think it's just those building blocks of everybody sees a sponsorship as, what can this company do for me? But like, that's not, and unless you are in like such a huge space of like god tier YouTube following or anything like that, that's a wrong mindset for it. Like it's, what can you do for that company and what value do you bring to the table? And I think I understood that early on because I did sponsor people with my business. So I got to see both sides of it. Obviously it wasn't on like a grand scale like some of the sponsors.
No, but like you understand, like you've seen from the business side of the equation, like I need to get value out of this. If I'm giving you shit, you need to be giving me shit.
Right.
So yeah, it's not like the 500 follower, like I'll put your coilovers on my car and like 2,000 people see it, kind of thing.
Which like some of those, like it is, you can almost tell from how somebody's putting in the work and everything. That could be a good deal for a company. It's a lot of the back end stuff that like your posting schedule, the stuff you have posted. Companies are even going to look into if you're problematic, because sometimes they'll roll the dice on that smaller creator, because getting in early is a very important thing whenever it's like with motorsports, because once you're scooped up by a competing company, like you don't, it's a lot harder to get that person. But no, I mean, my whole sponsor program has been a weird one. I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and it works. But there's a little strategy to
this
it.
Could be cool, and like we'll do that. And if it doesn't work, then we'll just do something else. Like,
well, and I'm a pretty easygoing person, so it's like having those check-in phone calls, and like I hate emailing. Like I am a very new era. Emails are not for me, but I've never had a desk job or anything, so I feel like that's a unique effect of that. But no, I mean, it's every year you have to, people get a sponsor and they're just like, I got it. It's like, okay, now what? Like you have to follow up and keep building that relationship and building your value with the company, and also building that company's value. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't realize. Like, and if you look at any of the big motorsports people, like they are doing stuff for them. They're doing advertisements. They're doing little meet and greets. They're doing whatever. And that is that continued thing. Like that might not be talked about in the first year. It might be something that is continued in the second year. And it's whenever whenever you're closer to the people at that company, those conversations are a lot easier, because like I've had companies in the past that have been like, hey, we really wish you would do this. And it's like, I feel like I'm in the principal's office and I'm in trouble. Like, but no, I mean, the sponsor thing, like I said, it's a weird space, but being able to help other people, get into that space and understand it, and also learning from them, has helped me understand it more and be able to use it to my advantage. But no, I mean, anyone can do it. It's whatever effort you put in, you get out.
Yeah. No, and it's interesting. I think it's particularly interesting you mentioned like the continued relationship, the continued building.
Yep.
One of the ones I think it stands out for me, and I've kind of picked up on this, especially like you mentioned, sort of with getting in early. Though I guess getting in early with somebody like Alex Martinez is a weird idea, right? But like when he broke off from fucking, who was it that he worked for? Fitment, yeah. Like when he broke off from Fitment and like started Martini Works, and it was almost like immediately he had a sponsorship deal with Continental.
Yeah.
And Continental has kind of had a history of doing that, like trying to get like what they think is up and coming, and then obviously fucking dude has murdered it. Man, I need to like watch what I say because I'm 100% gonna get YouTube angry.
Right.
But like he legit, right? He has. And so I've been thinking kind of in the same way, and then I noticed it as well with I don't know if I'm sure you're probably familiar with the account, like Brett, right? Brett 07K.
Yeah.
You know, just recently started doing social media for ECS, and like kind of noticed that and was like, okay, I've had a feeling that's how it worked. Like obviously not having done it myself, I wasn't sure, but like I've had a feeling that's kind of how it worked. So it's interesting to have that, let's say, confirmed.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Sorry, before you move on, there's one other thing I did notice. Okay, sorry, total tangent.
No, I wasn't even moving on. I was going to touch on something that you had said.
Yeah, but before you say that, quick tangent. I noticed recently that I say fur instead of for, which is a bit dialectically weird for this area. And I was wondering if that was a St. Louis thing. And then I've heard you say fur like 6 times, and I realized 100% that is a regional thing. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I talk to like a lot of people from Australia, a lot of people even in this area, and they tell me I have an accent. I'm like,
no, there is a St. Louis accent.
So.
I can't hear it, but people have told me
that.
Yeah,
apparently it's like certain ways that I say things. I guess there is. I haven't noticed it from you, but probably just because I wasn't even aware that was a thing.
No, 100%. Because I've got a weird one, right? So I grew up, my dad's in the Army. So I've been all over. I've lived all over, but like that area, Alton area was still always my go-to.
Right.
And I've picked up little like ticks from different regions. But when there's ones, like, especially because like my wife's from Michigan and I spent so much time up there, when there's ones where I completely disagree with her, I'm like, it's gotta be from being down in the St. Louis area. And that's I think that's one of them.
Listen, blame it on St. Louis. It's the easy out. It's the easy out.
Anyway.
If you tell anyone that, they're going to agree with you.
Oh no, 100%. It's easy to blame St. Louis.
Oh, 100%. You had mentioned the whole like you had kind of mentioned the Alex Martinez thing and like Continental and whatnot. So I think one of those I wanted to spin back on that and kind of elaborate on the companies taking a chance early on somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like people miss on that opportunity. So let's say, I've got a few sponsors that they are, whenever you think sponsorship, partnership, whatever, behind the scenes, you think it's, 100% they're getting parts for free. That is not always the case. There are companies that I have been with that we started out at 15%. And it's something that I always structure it as like, hey, let's talk in 6 months. Let's talk in a year, see what value you're getting out of it, see what value I'm getting out of it. And I want this to be something that we build. And if in 6 months we're still like, it'd be nice to be like here. Okay, well, you've set a goal for me now. You've set a goal for yourself.
Yeah.
And then, some of those companies are that, a lot of people don't like to talk about the back end stuff of that because people are weird about that. And I don't think the companies really care, but because like, obviously I'm not naming them. But like there are companies that have started at a lower percentage and now I'm full 100% with them. But they took a chance on me just for that lower percentage and we realized it works out and now it's that. Would I have maybe gotten that? I've gotten ones where it's that right away. But, I feel like a lot of people miss the opportunity of taking some of those and building. They hear back like, oh, you can have 10 or 15%. And they're like, I'll just do it without. Like, no, you're missing a key opportunity to build with them, but you also have to set that precedent with them and make sure that they're on board.
The fact that they're even talking to you.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's because I've been on the business side my whole career. The fact that they're even talking to you is kind of insane. Like I know that aftermarket companies are way smaller. Fun fact, I almost went to work for Airlift.
Really?
Before I came to my current job. Yeah. It didn't work out. It was just like a logistics, and honestly I got a better offer somewhere else, but I was like
name of the game sometimes.
Yeah. But like I'm still friendly with Ryan Rutledge over at Airlift, who, right, he's big man on campus there. And we talked at SEMA and stuff. So like I've still got that relationship.
Right.
And I've seen like the scale of their operation. And the scale of their operation, which is, considering Airlift is pretty big for an aftermarket company, the scale of their operation is teeny tiny compared to some of the companies I've seen.
Right.
I worked for Continental for 3 years. Like, the fact that a company like Continental is going to go out there and like even talk to somebody that's got 30,000 followers is insane. The fact that they could do that is kind of insane. And so I can't even imagine like kind of getting uppity, because it's like, I'm just some dude that's getting, like, you guys make tires, you guys make suspension, you guys
huge components.
Like real business.
And
not just some dude.
I feel like the problem is we get people that they don't look at the scale and the scope of it, and they just really, like, it's good to have self-value, but you have to have a realistic self-value of, like, if this company is talking to you, like, you have to look at the back end of that and what that means. And I feel like people see a number and that's all they care about. And like, you got to really look into why that number is even there. And I feel like that's the missed part of the industry everywhere.
I think social media has really
ruined everything. I agree.
I was gonna say, I feel like
I can do what I do.